Hey guys, how's it going? This is Matt on the road with AZUB, and I have just been cycling through the mountains north of here in Italy, and I need to make some adjustments on my trike, so I figured I'd talk a little bit about what AZUB refers to as the IPS. Now, IPS stands for Ideal Positioning System, and finding your ideal positioning system has been made quite easy through AZUB because they allow you to adjust a number of different things. You can adjust the front boom length forward or backward. You can adjust the handlebars forward or backward. You can adjust the seat forward or backward, which is sort of a new one in the trike industry, and you can adjust the incline and decline depending on your preference. Now, in this short video, I'm not going to talk too much about adjusting the front boom length. If you bought your trike from AZUB, they've configured your front boom to your height. Honestly, they allow so much functionality and adjustment with the seat that oftentimes you don't really have to touch the front boom length. If you did purchase the trike from somebody that was a lot shorter than you and you need to adjust the front boom length, you might want to go to your local dealer and have them help you. If you say wanted to adjust the front boom too far forward, you're going to have to actually add some chain links. The process becomes a little bit more advanced, and you also have to make sure that both of the bolts that hold the front boom in place are making contact with the front boom strong enough to where you don't end up messing up your frame. My front boom is adjusted specifically for me already, so what I'm going to deal with more is the seat and how that seat can adjust my position properly. You also need to understand what your riding style is going to be. A lot of people like to lay down a little bit more and feel a little bit more aerodynamic. For me, I don't want to have to crook my neck too far forward to look down at the road or at the world around me, so I like a more upright seated position. Also know that if you move your seat more forward towards the front wheels, that's going to give you a little bit more control in cornering, but it's also going to lay off some weight on the back wheel, which might give you a little less traction when you're riding. The converse of that is moving the seat more backwards, which puts more of your body weight on the back wheel, giving you more traction, but takes weight off of the front wheels, which might lose some traction in cornering. Now, I have been up in the mountains and I'm fully loaded, so I've got more than enough weight over the rear tire to give me the traction that I need. So by moving the seat forward over the front two tires, I get a little bit more control in cornering, and I sort of like that. But I still want to show you how I adjusted this seat in order to fit properly and how the proper position is, because another thing, if your knees are either too far extended, you're locking your knees, that can cause you a lot of damage. Also, the converse is true. If you cannot extend your legs fully enough, you end up getting problems as well. So finding the proper position with the seat in conjunction with the front boom and your pedals is a very important process that I'll talk about right now. So to find your proper position on the trike, it's pretty easy. You sit in the seat and you wear pretty much the shoes that you're going to ride with. If you don't have your clip-ins, you have to accommodate for the extra thickness of the sole of the clip-in shoes. But I don't wear clip-ins, I just wear sandals, and these are the pedals I normally ride with. So let me show you about the proper position for me on this trike. You sit in the seat as you would ride in your normal riding position. You try to sit back into your seat. You extend your heel up to the pedal. Obviously, this is the improper ride position, but it's the proper way to measure the length from the pedal to the seat. You should be fully extended. You shouldn't be trying to reach for the pedal, but you also shouldn't be like this as well. You should be fully extended with the heel touching the pedal, because when you're riding, your foot moves down, and when your foot moves down, your leg gets a natural bend to it, and this is the proper riding position. You just have a little bend to your leg so that you're nice and comfortable when you're riding. You have just a little bit of a bend to your leg. Using this method, you can see where the seat needs to be in order for your feet to meet the pedals properly. Now, like I said, AZUB allows you to adjust the seat forward and backward as well as the incline and the decline, but I'm going to have to remove some of my panniers here so that you can kind of get an idea of where this works and how this works. So I'm going to take off my Ortlieb pannier, move it to the side, and I'm going to take off my rear Ortlieb recumbent pannier, which is discontinued. If you can find a yellow pannier like this, snatch it up, because they're not even making them anymore. But now that they're off, we can kind of get an idea of the inner workings of the seat here, and I can show you what you need to adjust to make the proper position. Okay, so now that we're looking underneath the trike, underneath the seat, you can see two specific areas where there's a bunch of quick releases. There's an upper and lower quick release on the horizontal bracket that slides horizontally, and then there are these two seat stays, they call them, which are poles that come down from the back of the seat through a couple of holders that are grabbed in place by another quick release. Now, underneath the seat, you see the two quick releases. We're not really going to concern ourselves with the top one. The top quick release is what holds the seat to the horizontal sliding bracket. Don't worry about that. What we want to worry ourselves about is the bottom quick release here. So if we undo this quick release and unloosen it, we suddenly have access to movement forward and backwards. So what this is doing is it's providing you a lot of distance forward and backward, and that's going to push either your feet closer to the pedals or pull them away from your pedals. So you can play with this, adjust it, lock it down, sit down, make sure your feet are where they should be. If they aren't, unlock it, move it forward or backward, and do that as appropriately. So I'm going to put it right about where it was and lock it back down by just making sure that the bolt on the other side is right there, and then push it down, make sure that it's not in the way of your steering or anything, and then you're good to go. Like I said, after every adjustment, sit back in your seat and make sure that when your foot is outstretched, that your heel is fully outstretched and touching the pedal, and then it's not too pulled back, and then it's not too far over your pedal. So right now, sitting in my seat, fully outstretched, it's perfect. Now, the seat stays here are allowing you to adjust the incline and the decline of the seat. And what I notice here is that I'm a little bit off when I adjusted this seat when I was going into the mountains up north. And I need to make sure that this is properly set. What AZUB allows you to do is they allow you a lot of functionality and adjustment in the seat stays here. They have two connection points in the back of the seat, so you can have them connected here or here. And they also allow you 2 points on the frame itself where the seat stays actually accept into the brackets on the frame itself. You can change this to be below, or you can change this quick release to be on either side. You can take them out. And now, once it's loose, you can have the ability to increase or decrease the incline of your seat. What's cool about AZUB is they allow you these little stop nuts. And these stop nuts keep the seat in position so that you can lock it down in the appropriate position on the left side and the right side. So you adjust those nuts based on how much incline or decline you want. What you want to make sure of is that this angle to your seat is about 90 degrees. If it's too far forward or it's too far this way, there's a lot of stress on the seat stays, and you're going to end up probably causing some damage to them. So you have to make sure that you have about a 90-degree angle from the frame up. So actually, ideally, I would want these seat stays to be a little bit farther forward, which would put them pretty much in line with the holes on the underside right here. Now, I don't have a wrench to adjust that, so what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to take the seat stays off of the lower bracket on the frame, flip them around, and then put them on the upper bracket, which will allow me to have a little bit more of a 90-degree angle, because I'm going to move these seat stays down a little bit, go down to about the 6, and then remount those to there. Now that I've adjusted the nuts on the seat stays, I'm going to position them over the rear hole mounts, and I'm going to rethread my quick release all the way through to the second bracket on the other side. Okay, I'm going to take my nut here and I put it on the back, and then I will tie it down. So you see now, when I'm sitting in the seat, which is about like this, the brackets are coming off on about a 90 degree angle, which is a little bit better than what they were here, they were a little bit strained by going straight forward. So that when you sit in the seat, the pressure on those back seat stays is coming off on a 90 degree angle from the seat itself onto the frame. Now that my seat is adjusted, I make sure that my feet are still in the heel position, can go straight outstretched to the pedals. I look at my ride, make sure that everything is tight and in place, and I'm ready with my new riding position. And if you can see, I didn't have to do anything to the front boom. I didn't have to decrease its length, in which I would have to take out chain links, and I didn't have to increase its length away from me, in which case I would have to add chain links. The only other positioning system that I didn't really talk about, because I'm pretty much dialed in the way that I like, is the handlebars. With a little adjustment underneath the trike, you can actually lean them forward or lean them backward based on how far you want the handles from your hands. Just know that the handlebars can impact the wheels if you've got a Tie-Fly X like mine. You know, they got big wheels, so there's a lot of room that they take up when they turn, and I've found the position that fits perfectly for me. You're gonna have to find the position that works perfectly for you. But the seat provides you so much movement that you can find your sweet spot based on the forward and backward movement of the seat and the inclination and the declination of the seat, depending on what you like. So my name is Matt. I hope you found this video informative, and we'll catch you in the next one on the road with the AZUB.